I'm still alive, but I'm barely breathing.
Pretty good, man. Fairly entertaining day thus far. I'm glad I get to watch some HoN. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's even better now. It's it's funny because back in the day, we always used to have not necessarily rivalries going, but there's always, no, it's not new knowledge that teams in HoN don't really like each other, and they really never have.
Yeah.
It's just that I guess there was less. The forums weren't as active back then. Who knows? But I mean, you'd have matches where both teams really didn't like each other, and that was like kind of commonplace. And this is the first time I think we've had like some big drama before a big match. So it'll be
Yeah.
interesting to see who wins. Because now I think both teams were told they were forfeiting, and now we're actually playing. So like, I don't really know who's gonna win, but it'll be
Exactly.
interesting no matter what. You want to go into the draft?
Well, I also want to make a point real quickly. I was muted for that whole initial part, so I just unmuted myself. So, hello, my mic should be working out, guys. I apologize for that. Anyways, though, that's what I was explaining. So you were basically just sounding like a complete asshole talking to yourself that whole time.
Oh, really? Oh, well, don't worry. The forums, I can't change the public's opinion. If they think I'm an asshole, it's too late for them.
It's already what's happening.
Yeah,
All right, though.
it's too late.
Let's talk about the bands. I mean, Parasitophilia, Keeper, War V, so interesting stuff there. Yeah, the first big Pebbles into the Engineer. There's a Lodestone, and Master of Arms already coming out.
Yeah, it's honestly just pretty standard. Those are really the top four heroes in the pool. I CT. I guess I'll call them TT Esports. I really don't know what to say. Let's go with
true.
like Team Peter. They don't run Fade very often, but it'd be a really good pick here. Pebbles Lodestone, just a fantastic combination, and all as you already noted, the four bans were primarily those jungler long laners. So it's gonna be an interesting game. Tempest still in the pool. There's the Wild Soul pickup, pretty good. I like picking Wild Soul in a match like this because he's really one of the strongest heroes when neither team runs a jungler. He gives you that pushing potential because that's one of the biggest issues when you run a team with no jungler.
Yeah.
The jungler's normally providing your minions and helps with the push, and Wild Soul's just great because the burn damage also just is ridiculous when you have two supports on the other team. They pick a Hag, so standard Team USA. I think they've picked that in every single game they've played that I've casted. So
Yeah.
no surprise there.
To clarify as well, I'm sure it's pretty obvious, but dumbass Euro, that is Zai. Hey, it's his name. I'm just saying what it says on the name right there. So that is Zai, though. So again, no one has quite the troll out there. But anyways, as far as you're breaking down right there, so they do go with the Wild Soul pickup. Yeah, it seems like, by the way, we've been seeing more and more of this Lodestone even in the middle lane lately. Seems like that's becoming more of a trend.
Yeah. Sorry. Say again that first part.
Lodestone being in the middle lane, becoming more of a trend lately.
Yeah, I guess he is. You know what it is? It's just because the hero is so good. Before you would kind of think, okay, we need a suicide. Okay, let's go with Lodestone. Now it's okay, we're taking Lodestone, and sometimes the optimal lineup means that you can't put Lodestone in that long lane, and
Yeah.
mid's really the only place he can go because he doesn't really need that much farm. He just needs some experience while he is a good laner. You don't really need to short laner him or give him free farm like you might want to do a Pebbles, a Rally, or even a Fade.
Yeah. So,
Give you that.
Magnus, Torture, Scout, Aluna being banned. Fate is still on the board. As we were talking
I
about.
don't think they're gonna pick it. NGMOA is one of my favorite lanes because it's just so strong in the mid. It's also MOA is one of the few ranged carry heroes with a point stun. In fact, I kind of consider him the only one other than a Moon Queen,
Yeah.
and his range is enough to go mid. So It's pretty good. Moon Queen Engineer was viable mid, but now that you can't really land a keg off the beam that well, it's not so much anymore. Tempest is still in the pool though, so we got to keep that in mind. I'm surprised it wasn't banned out. If I were tmsR, I would have probably taken that out of contention because I know for a fact Riser will play Tempest if given the opportunity.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a hero he is fond of playing. Plays it very well. So tmsR has a bit to think about here. Again, they still need that support option, of course. So we'll see. Well, there you go. It seems like they've been favoring this Andromeda a little bit lately too. Speaking of the Andromeda pickup, so
Yeah.
going that once again here.
Pretty much guarantees we know their lineup. It's going to have a support as the last pick as well, and they're going to just run a 2-2-1 with a Wild Soul Suicide. They could also, I mean, the thing is, they could also switch it up and they could free farm the Wild Soul and do a Lodestone Suicide, and
Yeah.
they really have a lot of options, and that's one of the main strengths of this Wild Soul pick is you can really put him anywhere because he's strong throughout all aspects of the game. And like I said, when neither team runs a jungler, that mock damage and the pushing potential is much more valuable.
Mm-hmm. Back over to Team USA, thinking about their next pick now. They haven't really used much extra time yet, but starting to dip into that here. But you highlighted that Tempest pick, and well, the thing with the Tempest, though, would they even need to go it here? Because there's a good chance tmsR probably is not going to pick up a Tempest in the end. So, although I guess that isn't out of the question. But
It depends. See, this is one of those tricky times as a drafter where you're not really sure what you want to do yet. So this is where Peter will pretty much put his game plan into effect because he could go a couple different directions here. Could run like an aggressive tri-lane, although it's a little risky. He could do 2-2-1s and pick a fairly strong suicide. There's a lot of things he could do, and of course you always have the option to go in the Tempest. So this will probably be where he spends a lot of his extra time. And they go Legionnaire. Interesting.
yeah, Legionnaire picked up. That is not one we would expect. I mean, again, the fact that they even had to chance to go Tempest, so they pass up a powerful jungle option to go one that's not as usual coming out here. So, is there an advantage of a Legionnaire that you could find over getting the Tempest here? I mean,
Tempest is not really viable for either team at this point. I don't think. I kind of see where they're going with the Legionnaire because it does look like a fairly passive lineup coming out from tmsR, but they have the potential to go aggressive. They do go Tempest. Interesting. Okay, so they had the option to go more aggressive there and potentially do like a long lane, tri lane, or double dual lanes with the Wild Soul short lane and kind of try to shut down the Legionnaire. But they're going to choose to play safer way, allow the Legionnaire roam to freedom in his jungle, and then Lodestone mid, Wild Soul Suicide, try to free farm that Pebble short lane, and then just farm the Tempest as well. So looks like they're gonna just say, we have a balanced team. They've got the best initiator in the Pebbles. They've got Wild Soul's gonna secure the late game, so they're comfortable just kind of chilling and taking the game into the mid-late game phase.
yeah, that's definitely going to be what they're going to be going for here from tmsR. Pharaoh's the final pick coming out. Of course, decent counter against a hero like Tempest, and they did need a suicide option, I guess, still. So that's who they're going to finish off with. So the Legionnaire jungle, though, it's going to be interesting. And actually, I mean, is there potential to maybe see an aggressive tri-lane here from Team USA, you would think? Or pseudo tri-lane, obviously. But
No, I don't think so at all. They will I can almost guarantee you they'll play this passive. You got Keizo on the Wild Soul. I'm pretty sure he'll be going long lane. Haxton will go mid. And it's tmsR's game style. They don't really go for those really risky.
No, I'm talking about Team USA.
USA?
Something like a Master Engineer Legionnaire in the aggressive jungle.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Nah, Legionnaire kind of going aggressive is just too tough, and you can get boxed in between. Like Andromeda is actually really good against aggressive Legionnaire jungles because you can give him less armor as he tanks creeps, and then walk over and stun him, and it's just not good.
Yeah.
I think both teams will just play passive. The one thing to note is that obviously Wild Soul is a significantly better suicide than the Pharaoh is, especially since he'll be against one instead of two. It looks like Hag will probably solo short lane against a Wild Soul, which really isn't a favorable matchup, and then MOA Engineer mid against a Lodestone. So I think the laning phase is going to be significantly in tmsR's favor here.
All right. We'll see how that plays out. Obviously, just a quick pause there to start things off, but now into the game we go. So Legionnaire again. He is initially heading off the bat towards the bottom lane, but so is everyone else here on their side. Wanted to take presence in that jungle. Pebbles and Andromeda going to be the only two so far. You got Tempest and Wild, so eventually going to be joining them, but it seems like Team USA going to get to that part first. Who has Ward of Sight? Engineer? Yeah, Engineer's actually way in the back still.
Yeah, actually, Trough going for a Ring of the Teacher first item. I've never actually seen him do that before, so they might have something up their sleeves. Anyway, so I'm not quite sure. They could maybe do something weird with Legionnaire or like a double jungle strategy of some sort. But he is going the Ring of the Teacher first time, or it could just be because they wanted to battle early on here. I'm not really sure. Find out. But he really a team with a Wild Soul should never ever be caught off guard because it's fairly easy to just send the bear in and say, okay, I see them.
Yeah.
The lane, it is getting pretty late though, and Legionnaire is still down here, as is the MOA.
Yeah. I think it possibly is going to be that aggressive trial lane here. I mean, yeah. I mean, you got Pharaoh heading up to the top.
Wow. You called it right. That is crazy. I did not see that coming. This is actually, and this can be effective, and this is something a lot of people don't abuse, but since they're in the Legion jungle, those two camps Risers camping by, those two medium camps, are the best. They might actually backlane. I think that's what it is.
Okay, yep, they're doing the Legionnaire. I almost said abuse. It's not, like, you can kind of call it that, but obviously, well, this is this is what State Green EU did against you guys in the HoN Tour Grand Finals.
Yep.
In the
The thing is, they have MOA Engineer too, and those are some ridiculous diving heroes.
Yeah.
Like they do so much damage with their spells. They're gonna just push this tower down, and I don't think there's really anything tmsR can do about it right now. I mean, they'll be able to get all the CS because Pebbles has that hatchet, but this tower will die really quickly, and a level 2 or 3 Legionnaire is going to do a lot of work. They just have to get the stacks going, and as you can see, Peter's already doing that. Moon's going to have an excellent jungle. He already blocked the easy camp spawn, so he's got to make sure he executes properly on this hard camp, because he needs level 3 ASAP so that he can start being useful in the lane, and I believe he's blocking the spawn, so this is not looking good for tmsR at the moment, but we'll see how it plays out.
Well, you know, with that said, for tmsR, I mean, can they make could they maybe send Wallace down here, send the Pebbles and Andromeda top, or are they kind of stuck to this right now?
They can't really do anything. They can't even leave behind the tower at the moment. So while they might be able to fix this in the future, it's not necessarily bad for them. Slicks has missed 4 CS so far, and obviously the Legionnaire is not missing any. So the only issue is Moon had a fairly poor jungle rotation. He's actually being forced to switch jungles. This is exactly what the back lane wants.
Yeah.
So honestly, like, this is working out really well here for TT Esports. They actually might be going for the dive.
They are going to be going for that kick on the Pebbles. They want to go for Andromeda, though, it looks like. No, Pebbles just hugging that tower, though. They seem a little uncertain of who exactly they want to go for. Tree's going to be cleared by Stalagmites, but they're not hitting anybody, though. So Slick's missing on that, but they're still doing some ring around the rosy. But in the end, the players on the Hellboy side going to be fine, and Legionnaire actually tanking the next creep wave. So dive, not really much came out of it in the end for kills, but not much harassment either. I mean, they were fine in the end. And they're just going to continue the pressure out. This is pretty ridiculous, man. I don't think I've seen anything like this before.
They did it so well at the start, but now they're kind of failing their execution. They should just go do stacks, get level 3 on both Engineer and MOA, maybe level 4 or 5 on Legionnaire, get him a little tankier, and then go for the dive. There's no reason to take a risk like this. I mean, Pebbles is running out of regen. He went a fairly poor item build and will not have combo unless he can bring down some more stats. So they're in no risk. Like, they see where Tempest is actually getting an invis, and he has stun level 2, so this is pretty big. This is what they've been waiting for, and this is what I'm saying. Like, this is just so aggressive. If they get caught out of position in tower range here, somebody's going to die because Tempest is now level 3. Engineer's going to know. So
you know something's up. Smart enough player to realize, okay, if I'm stuttering step against nothing, that probably means something is invisible in front of me. So probably get some information there. Legionnaire's still by himself, though. And Riser might need to be careful. You see him start falling back. They realize the support's coming over. Tempest is still here. Those minions are going to be killed by the creeps actually at the jungle. So Riser not even able to finish those off. So even though Tempest is not going to get a jump in the end, it actually still does something. So well played right there. Lodestone actually coming over as well. But he's going to head back towards the middle lane. So it seems like in the end, tmsR is starting to kind of hold this off. Slicks now has 13 creep kills here.
The thing is, Slicks in the meantime missed all the experience at the tower as well, so it's really just a trade for trade on those creeps, and the stacks are still there. So you see Tempest starting to take one. Lodestone had rotated over. That was the only reason they moved out. They can contest this, but they're going to have to play it properly, and they really, this is what I'm saying, this is why you got to take those stacks early, because as soon as they're able to be stolen and that Pebbles gets like level 4, it's going to be a lot harder to get.
Well, Legionnaire going to do just that, so Riser having a big start here. Ideally, I mean, but again, when you look at the GPM, it's actually nothing phenomenal by any means. It's sitting about 300 gold per minute, though, so normal Legionnaire game. It's actually pretty solid, as we are approaching 4 minutes in right here. But this is one of those very risky strategies. I mean, it's a case of if it doesn't get that near perfect start, then it's going to just snowball from there for the other team's favor. I mean, that just goes back to especially Wild Soul in general. Wild Soul's having a great time up here at the top lane. He's 21-7 compared to 13-2 Pharaoh. So KZU's doing a great job. He's going to get those early Ghost Marches on his bear and, you know, more importantly, of course, towards that Mock of Brilliance down the line. So that is something to be concerned about. We have, I mean, Legionnaire does have potential to be that early game carry, though, you could even say. So, but he does need levels for that, I would think, too.
He's just not getting far enough ahead at the moment, and they're sacrificing a lot to do this. And the XP lead is now firmly in favor of tmsR because they're also winning their long lane very hard, and that's because you have a Pharaoh who didn't get any pooled regen against a Wild Soul. It's just an unwinnable matchup. I mean, he doesn't even have a hatchet, and he really can't be expected to win that lane. And now you're tri-laning against a tri-lane as well, but you see 3 level 4s and then a 2-3-3 on the Hellborn team. The tower is getting very low, however.
Jeez. They're going to deny it, though. I mean, they have a chance to, will they? Yeah, they're going to go for it right here. They're just going to deny the tower, so that's a pretty big deal. I mean, not able to get the max benefit there out of that tower going down, obviously, for the Hellborn team. So, good hold by tmsR. Smooth Meander defends it. How's the middle matchup going, by the way? Lowstone versus Wretched Hag. 17-5 Lowstone, 24-9 Hag. Lowstone was involved a little bit, obviously, earlier on. Roam to the jungle, but it seems like that's fairly back and forth too. Beacon has a slight advantage though.
I think Hag should win this matchup, and I believe the server is east, so he's also got about 70-80 ping on him, which isn't huge, but in a 1v1 middle with no assistance, 100 ping can go a long way.
Yeah.
As bottom lane, like their strategy was good. I liked it. I just feel like their execution was a little lacking. If they had like stacked a bit and had Ancient stacked right now, like you could have a Legionnaire with, you know, some crazy ridiculous amount of farm. And now actually Engineer's getting caught and might go down. Oh, nice double keg.
Yep, he does double keg. Then will it be enough to survive? It looks like it will. Legionnaire even comes over, throws out a taunt right there. And actually in the end, Peter Pan Dam will survive. So as I said, well-placed keg stun, keeps him alive. No bloodlust kill just yet with that set on top of everything else. 6 minutes into this game right now. Pebbles, though, he's doing his best to kind of recover at the bottom side. And actually, Master of Arms is in a lot of trouble.
I don't know what he's doing here, man.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. This is just so grossly out of position.
There's the Comet Stun Stalagmites just in range, going the max range. Tempest even running over, not even necessary. He even throws in the stun, though, just for the assist. And Smackdown Bloodlust kill coming out.
Chances are that was somebody else's fault, but I don't see how you can be farming that far down with no vision whatsoever. Like, you can just looking at the map, I see one hero mid, one hero top. Where could those other 3 be? I mean, he just hands the Bloodlust away. That's going to give tmsR firm control of the short lane, and now it's going to be pretty interesting to see how this game develops, because you're going to have a free farming Pebbles who's going to finish his treads pretty soon. It's 7 minutes in, and like Wild Soul, Lodestone, they're doing fine. Like they're actually like both winning their lanes. So they have late game, they have the initiation advantage, and all Team USA has is a Legionnaire with suboptimal GPM.
Yeah. Yeah, it's again, you look back, go back to the strategy. It can work. I mean, it is kind of that all-in style of strategy, though. You really are banking on it working and getting it near perfect, like I said, or else it could definitely fall apart from there. And as you were kind of just hinting at, it seems like Team USA, they are at that route of, okay, well, it didn't go as good as planned. Now we're in trouble. Now we're a lot of trouble. So, I mean, where do you go from here? Is it just about trying to recover that farm on Legionnaire and just simply play back and hope that they don't push you hard enough? I mean, where can you go from here if you're the Hellborn team?
You got to stack, try and get Legionnaire ahead. Pharaoh's going to have a nice game. He's going for the phase boots and max Hellfire route, so he's going for a very active build. No teleport up on him just yet, though, in an empty bottle, so you might need to heal first before roaming, but Pharaoh needs to roam ASAP. The issue is there aren't many places for him to go. He could go for that Wild Soul, but he'll need assistance, and Lodestone's not a hero that's gankable by Pharaoh, so it's just tough. I mean, it wasn't really the greatest game for Pharaoh, and Zai didn't really have the greatest start, so he's going to have to just make some big plays, and hopefully it'll work out for them. But
yeah.
You see Riser already has finished his Helm of the Black Legion, so that's something. But again, like there were no stacks done. There is a tripled Ancient now, so it looks like MOA will probably start doing that, but it's just not looking good for them at the moment.
Yep, yeah, it's definitely a game that they're going to have to play from behind to an extent. He actually is going to port to the bottom lane as Legionnaire, by the way. But as a homecoming, still had to do those triple stack Ancients. So he's going to come right over here. He has a level 2 Terrifying Charge going to level 3 Whirling Blade here. So going to try to get these down ASAP. The goo on top of that, of course, helping out big time. So this farm definitely should jump up for Legionnaire, and he might actually overtake us the top farm in the game.
Yeah. These are really necessary for them to get back into the game. They got to just keep doing triple Ancients, and eventually it will be enough to get them back into it.
Yeah. Oh, getting low. Needs to fall back right there. Master Farm's going to take over the tanking of Legionnaire. Sounds funny, but in that case it works. So it's not going to be the tops in the game by any means, but it definitely increased quite a bit. But speaking of that, the tops in the game, how about it? Slicks on Pebbles is top farm in the game right now. 347 gold per minute. You do remember, though, the Bloodlust kill is definitely a big reason of that, why he is so much up there.
I mean, backlining, again, it doesn't really prevent the farm on a hero. Like, it works the best against 2 ranged heroes because they can't really tank the creeps, and it's a lot more difficult to outlast at a tower level 1. But when you're a Pebbles with a hatch and a shield, I mean, it's really easy. So his CS was only really affected by his mistakes, but he pretty much got all of the ones he should have. So. Yeah. He's doing quite well, and again, you know, Pharaoh is level 9, so he's got, you know, enough levels to really start making a difference. Wild Soul's just been doing the Ancients for a while, but the game's still fairly even. It's just going to come down to who gets the pickoffs. You see an Invis Hag on Wild Soul right now as well.
Yeah, he actually just bottled up the DD rune right in front of Wild Soul, so he had the bear right there, and he noticed it disappeared immediately, so I'm sure he kind of got some information there that something's not right, so KZU falls back in the end. And going to be 5 in middle lane. Lodestone going to be open on right here. Not too much, though. Lodestone easily fine. And instead, BK coming out to just continue to farm the creep wave. But speaking of KZU, he has over that 1,000 gold saved up here. Got the Ghost Marchers already on his bear, boots on himself. So again, he is having a big start. Maybe going to be going back to the Ancients here. And continue to farm over there. Legionnaire continues to be the focus here for Team USA. Obviously, what is he sitting at now? 343 gold per minute. So again, Riser's most certainly catching up. And I guess, so what? You get the portal key here on Legionnaire, maybe hope for level 11, and then just go?
Yeah. I really don't. I just realized how ludicrous it was to pick Pharaoh into an already drafted Andromeda Lodestone. I mean, I guess it was to counter the Tempest, but I just feel like there must have been a better hero they could have chosen here. Yeah. They have very good initiation, so I think if you get maybe a portal key on Legionnaire, he's not really ahead enough to go for that hard farming build, but if you get a PK Legionnaire, obviously you got the hook on Pharaoh and Hag follow-up, MOA, Engineer. You've got ridiculous amounts of magic damage plus burst initiation, so if they can just get the ball rolling a bit and just get Hag ahead, they will be okay. The only thing is that a mock on Wild Soul is really going to change the game. However, he did go for a lot of build-ups, so even though he's doing pretty good with 260 GPM, he's not going to get it until maybe the 20-minute mark plus.
Yeah.
So that's really good for USA. Lodestone's coming in. Ooh, shit.
Yeah, he's going to initiate Tempest porting as well as everyone else. They get the quick burst on Engineer. Legionnaire hanging on the ground. He is in trouble, though. He gets the kill onto Lodestone, but it is going to be at a Cosmo slug. And then Tempest ultimate pulls them both in. Pharaoh was here as well. He gets pulled in. Down goes Legionnaire. Pharaoh comes out with a Hellfire as well as the nuke. Will get the counter kill on a Tempest. Now he's going to go for Wild Soul. Andromeda still nearby. Has that combo stun. Going to be used right there, doing a lot of damage to Wild Soul. But in the end, Zai there is just going to have to fall back. So kind of interesting. I mean, Zach got close right there to Tempest without even activating the Hellfire.
Yeah. It's a common mistake, you know, he's running in, trying to make the play. They do get mid tower as well, though. USA is still, and again, this whole time, Trop's just been stacking Ancients. Yeah. So they're just going to go over, Hag and MOA probably going to combine, take those down. And, you know, this is still looking pretty good for USA right now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're doing fine.
I mean, you talked about Pharaoh and the pick itself. It's funny because I definitely agree with you, but you look at his levels especially. I mean, he's level 11 already. Pharaoh's actually getting some great experience here in this game, 2 levels higher than anyone else. And his GPM up there at 360 gold per minute, so he's also going to be more and more of a factor. As I believe he bought something. Nothing on the courier for him just yet. We'll have to wait and see what that was. Legionnaire, though, as we talked about, stacking the Ancients. Legionnaire comes over, cleans them up. 2,500 gold saved up just like that. Probably get the portal key here now.
Now, I'm hoping, so you get a portal key on Legionnaire, light brand on Hag. Those are huge items to finish. The Blink Dagger was finished on Slick, so he's now able to do something. Yeah. But the one downside of this tmsR lineup is a lot of their heroes are squishy. You see Andromeda and Tempest both under 800 health. Pebble still with no armor against a Legionnaire is really poor. Like 1.2 armor, he gets blinked on, he can go down in that time. And Pharaoh obviously with the push book already. So the team's looking good. They don't want to be pushing here. They really don't. As I said, the initiation advantage is going to be in favor of Hellborn for a long time now. So they need to play safe, split push, get a mock up, and then start taking fights. But like I said, KZ went for a lot of build-up, so that's pretty far off.
Yeah. Yeah, it might not be the most entertaining for our sake, but it definitely right. I mean, tmsR, they're not playing for that reason. They're playing to win in the end, and that definitely makes sense. Get that Mock of Brilliance on Wildsoul especially. He has 1,500 gold now saved up. He's going to put pressure on the top tower, but he's going to TP away before he gets pushed out here. Actually joins the middle lane. Looks like they want to push, actually. Master of Arms ported to the top lane, so they know that he's not going to be here, at least immediately. Of course, he still has that global presence, so he's at least going to be able to assist in some way, but they are pushing bottom with Wretched Hag as well. She does have a TP, though, but they want to push here. This is what you said, Little Mel. Maybe a little bit of a overzealous move by tmsR.
Well, it's fine now because the MOA did leave, and I mean, it's crazy because the Engineer plus the Pharaoh, like, they just have so much anti-push.
Yeah.
I mean, the lineup of USA just has a lot more synergy than the Legion team. Not at this phase, you know, this mid-game phase. If they get a blink on Lodestone and a mock on Wild, so like I said, game's totally going to change. But right now, I mean, they need to kill Engineer. I mean, he's not even level 6, so they really don't need to kill Engineer. Well, they need to kill, like, MOA and Hag. But Pharaoh and Legionnaire just aren't going to let that happen, so I expect them to just jump Slicks the second they can. He'll probably get swapped out, but it's just they have so many interrupts for Tempest. They have so much initiation. It's just going to be hard for them to execute a good team fight because it's in essence a 4v5 right now because Wildsoul simply just doesn't provide anything in these team fights.
Yeah. You see at the bottom lane, Hag trying to find something. Has that life that you're talking about. The Grimoire, of course, you got to figure is going to be coming here. For him, we'll just clean up in the Legion jungle the best that he can right now. Back to Ancients. Engineer looking to stack that once again. Yeah. So Hellborn team very active with that.
One thing to note, they've missed one Ancient stack since the 6-minute mark.
Wow.
The Legion team's Ancients were blocked for a full 6 minutes. So you see there's a 2,300 gold advantage. A lot of that is towers, but I mean the CS is still in favor of Legion. So it's all these Ancients in all honesty. Like Troup's 0-1 hasn't really done anything other than farm Ancients and top for that short time. So that's really where his, although minimal, GPM is coming from.
Yeah. Contribution there. Level 11 Legionnaire now as well, and you know, making that point that having that level 2 decapitate, meaning at 450 life, he can actually use it to kill them. But you do look at the Legion side. I mean, they are bulked up pretty nicely. It is Tempest and Andromeda sure behind, and I'm sure Andromeda will continue to stay behind. But this isn't a very squishy team all around by any means. So that's where tmsR does have to lean back on that. The fact that you have a level Legionnaire now with the Portal Key and Helm of the Black Legion, he's not as scary as it could be, you can argue. But middle tower's dropping, by the way. It's going to get into nigh range here.
Yeah, this is a mistake by Haxrin.
Yeah.
There's no chance that this is going to go down without a fight. He's going to...
Nope.
Nice deny.
He wanted it, but yeah, it wasn't going to happen.
No, that was just a poor move. I mean, you see Peter here. He's just doing the right thing. He's going for level 6. You don't ever really want to push a tower like that. I'm pretty sure the glyph... In fact, the glyph is still up, so worst case scenario, they were just going to glyph that, but he goes for the last hit. Almost had it, honestly, but... I think if they played it safe and just glyphed and gone for that deny, it might have been even easier. But they get it in the end, and that's kind of what's expected in that sort of situation.
Yeah.
1,200 gold now on Lodestone, another 13 on Pebbles. So they're both doing quite well. Obviously, Pebbles has the blink already, but again, they're not really able to do anything at the moment. There's so much split push up on the Hellborn. Like, it's really tough for them to do anything.
Bottom lane, Wretched Hag, I don't necessarily think he's in trouble. Maybe with Entangle it could be different. He blinks away. Comet Stun going to be coming in, though. Aurora's going to be used right there. Here comes... Nope, not going to follow it up. Actually, the bear ends up dying right there. So Casey diving with the low-life bear ends up getting it killed, and actually he's going to have to port back to base. Or he does have a respawn. But, top lane in the meantime, they take out Zai. As Lodestone gets a kill. Looks like Slick's also there for the assistance. I'm sure maybe even using the portal key. But gets this combo off, it looks like. So... Watching the bottom lane, sure enough, Zai gets picked off at the top side. Went Tablet, by the way, as his first item pickup, but doesn't help him right there. And Wretched Hag instead is going to push that bottom lane a little more. What do you think of the Tablet pickup? as far as first pick up there.
It's not optimal, but it's like, I don't know. I really don't know. I can't really judge Zai's build. He just kind of does random stuff. I think he just kind of has some sort of bot that just selects a random item from the shop. I'm never a fan of phase boots. Phase boots pushback with no vestment, definitely not a fan of. I think he's going to be going for puzzle box, which I do like a lot.
Yeah.
I just wish he had gone for that earlier. Like, he even in this game could go just like armor boots into puzzle box, like just straight puzzle box. It's so good here, and I feel like his push book isn't going to be very useful at all. The other team wants a push book, but I don't really think they benefit that much from it.
Yeah.
It does give a nice interrupt, you know, you can maybe save someone from a lodestone ult, but it's just not optimal.
Well, why would you say puzzle box is so good against this Legion team?
It's honestly, it's always good, but it's especially good on Pharaoh, and in this game, he's not really... He can't really kill somebody by himself, as there's a swap. You know, he has to worry about Tempest, etc. So
Yeah.
it's much better, in my opinion, where he should just hook in, just be more of a team fight disruptor. And just puzzle box adds ridiculous amounts of damage and presence. You can put it on the Pebbles, you can put it on the Tempest, prevent their blink daggers as you've already hooked in, and it gives you so much more to do. It just makes you a hero because he's not the target. Like, Pharaoh's very rarely the target in a team, so you don't really want him to go, say, like Barbed Armor, Vanguard, because they're not going to attack you anyway. You know, make yourself go wow, lodestoned.
Yep, I just got the very tail end of that, but you can safely assume what happened. He got the initiation with the Shatter Storm, caught Hag off guard, and the burst damage speaks for itself once again. So, good catch. Seems like Haxer did a good job of catching right there. He's 3-1-1 overall.
Blink dagger changes games.
Yeah, that was picked up, so I'm sure he used right there.
Keizu's got his sword, so he's about 2-3 minutes from that Mock of Brilliance, and then the game will change a bit, and they can just start pushing, because USA, I feel like they really had a great spot in this game, but
Yeah.
they go for all these aggressive items, and now they just play so passive. I just feel like they could have maybe picked up an early gem and just kind of taken control of the game, but it doesn't seem to be what's happening
Yeah,
here.
Legionnaire seems like one of those heroes. I mean, especially with the way they were prioritizing it. Even with the failed start, you could argue with doing the creep skipping. He got back. He doing triple stack ancients. His GPM was rising. He got the portal key, and then he continued to farm with it. You know, and then eventually got the Soul's Bulwark. And you know, I do agree. You look back. They have a Pharaoh that was getting great levels. The portal key, Helm of the Black Legion, Legionnaire. You're going up against a Wild Soul, more of a passive style lineup. It seems like they could have capitalized better at the earlier on stage. But simply put, they have not. Now 21 minutes into the game, as you stated, we got a Mock of Brilliance getting very close now. Sword of the High already purchased on Boo Boo. Another 800 gold saved up, of course, needs 1350. Tablet, by the way, coming out by Slicks right here. You know, great item against heroes like Pharaoh, and even Legionnaire, you could say, with the taunt coming out. But follows up his Porticu with the tablet command. Are you a fan of it on him here? Actually, middle lane, we might have initiation. Yeah, there we go. Legionnaire jumps in on a Wild Soul. This could be a big kill. Pharaoh with the follow-up. The Kickstun coming out. Is he taking enough? Yes, he is. It gets swapped out by Andromeda, and he will survive in the end. Sacrificial lamb, man.
Yeah, he was really out of
Legion
position. Well
takes
played
down
by
Hellborn
Fitscape,
Tower.
but I believe if you see the counter ward plays by Peter, like, they just countered Legion's vision. So, again, you gotta there's no one on the map. You've got to see that coming. So he gets caught out of position, but good play by Fitscape there. Saves the main carry of his team, and that would have been a big kill. He's 100 away from his mock, so that's a big no kill.
Lodestone again, so much damage, and it is going to buy enough time. Hacks Blink with 1 second away, but Pebbles comes in and actually follows up with his combo. So Lodestone, Hackstron again lining up this pretty nicely. It seems like, especially against B-Kid, playing the Hag, who, by the way, I mean, B-Kid on Hag in the first place. We didn't even talk about that really, but that's not usually a hero we see him on. But obviously this game, it just so happened to be how the lineup was picked. I mean, that's where they put him. So, getting killed once again right there. Oh, well, that's his second death. Both of them have been to the hands.
That's the power of Pebbles Lodestone. You pretty much, I mean, it wasn't really optimized there, but it kills anything. Like,
yeah.
It will literally kill anything in the game.
Yeah.
Just those two heroes. So it is pretty insane. Game's kind of slowly pulling out it, or just being lost for Team USA. Like, they have a good shot here. You see a hook coming in.
Yeah, misses Pebbles. It hits the creep wave, though, but actually the Mummy Walls go up, still doing plenty of damage. Hellfire being applied. Nice tablet away. That's why he got that item, to tablet away from Pharaoh. And will they follow this? I mean, Fitscape running in. Not going to happen, though. Engineer off to the side. Uh-oh, Peter Pan Dam has scouted out. The Mock of Brilliance is on Boo Boo. Engineer is going to be 100% dead
he
right
blocks himself with the turret.
Yeah.
That's why he had to turn around. Oh man, that was pretty funny. Peter goes down, and that's not. Haxron's really kind of turned this game around. Four
Yep.
straight kills. He started pretty poorly, and he's kind of rebounded quite well. You see them actually going in on Hag again, just a little late on that stun from Slicks. I don't know what took him so long, probably the ping, but had a chance there to get a kill on Hag. Does not, unfortunately, pull through, and now they're going to push mid. And like I said, they have the Mach now, so
Yeah.
the whole fight changes because now you're kind of forced to initiate on this Wild Soul with 2,000 HP and investment, and you've got a Pebbles and Lodestone with Blink to back him up, and a swap if anything goes wrong, and a Tempest. So this is where their team fight starts to shine. And USA is going to have to make some big plays to get back into this one.
What about PK? Speaking back to him on Wretched Hack, again, he with the light brand, it looks like at this rate going to be going to the Grimoire. Could you argue that it might have been better off going straight into the Shrunken Head next, or he's still thinking he's that Grimoire?
His item choice is absolutely fine. He's just playing it a little poorly. He needed to just not die, and he's died twice. So I wish I could say it was more in depth than that, but he just has to. He should be taking more of the Legion Woods, assisting with the Ancients more often, and just in general not being as aggressive as he has been. They might actually cut the Lodestone now.
Yep, they're going in. Bat Blast and everything else. Lodestone couldn't get the Rocket Drill off. Not in time. Decapitate was used. I don't even think he finished him with Decapitate. I think he used that early.
Yeah,
Anyways, they got the kill, so I'm not sure how the animation looks for this avatar, to be honest. But they get the kill on a Lodestone. That's what matters. And they will fall back to continue to farm, but that's a big pick, and definitely, again, that goes back to the aggressive style of this Hellbourne team in general, and actually attempting Kongor here. I mean, they do have a great Kongor team. Is it going to be fast enough is the question, though. Lostone's up in 25 seconds. He has buyback even, but probably not going to use it at this rate, but Andromeda spots. Oh, the Wrath of the Pharaoh just misses Andromeda. That most likely would have been a kill, but they're actually just going to retreat, so they see what they can make happen with Kongor, but in the end.
He had vision of that hook. He really should have been able to succeed on that one, and that's a big it's not really a huge hook to miss. They would have had to back off Kongor anyway, but it's just you don't want to let a free kill get away from you, especially in Andromeda, who's had a relatively good time this game, only 1 death and 3 assists. And supports, when they die, you don't really see the impact because oh, it's just a support. But when a support can't get that push book at 40 minutes and he has issues buying wards in the gem and all that stuff, it really does impact the game. And unfortunately, does not connect. So Fitzk escapes.
Plated Greaves on Wild Soul, by the way, another armor piece picked up there with the ring mail, so of course Soul Spore going to be coming up for him. And so especially with that, you can safely assume Slicks on Pebbles, probably going to be his own Shrunken Head. Next in line here, and he may run into Engineer. Oh, Engineer tried to destroy the haste strip, but now he realizes that was a bad decision. Nice tablet forward, avoids the kegs down. Demon the Master's Call going to come out, but it's not going to matter. He put the energy field down as well. Well, Pebbles just played that beautifully. Again, and every single time you see plays like that from Slicks, you just think to yourself, the dude is playing, it's a US West server actually. The dude's playing on still 275 MS, so he's able to make that smart play right there. And get the kill, so well played. Takes out Engineer, and now here comes the push in the middle lane. With NG dead, he's obviously, even with the quick resurrection, he doesn't have an energy field, so they lose a lot on that. Not going to be a tower push in the end, though. Just keeping them occupied. As I'm sure now we have Wild Soul going back to continue to farm the top lane. Again, that Soul's Bork is actually very close. And it's a matter of time. Team USA, they're on the clock. They've been on the clock for a little bit now. It's going to continue to be that case. So
the thing is, they're behind for now, and they probably will be behind until like the much later phase of this game. But if they can get Hag, a Sheepstick, and a Shrunken Head, they'll be in actually a pretty good spot. Their issue right now is that they simply don't have enough burst. They can't kill Wild Soul and also survive. But if they can just get their heroes a little more tanky, like a few more Shrunkens, maybe some farm on MLA like a Diffusal, and they can get to the point where they can actually kill somebody without feeding the Pebbles Lodestone, they might actually be okay.
Well, that's a nice easy kill right there. Legionnaire finds Andromeda by herself, and Offensive Master's Call even helps with that, as gets the easy kill. So, as we said earlier, I mean, kill is a kill, and if you get the sure kill, definitely take it, no matter who it's on. So, good for the Hellbourne team. Speaking of Legionnaire, by the way, another 2,700 gold. Do you think Demonic Breastplate is where he's going here? on
Um,
Legionnaire.
Yeah, that's what he's going to be going for, almost guaranteed. It's a pretty good item here. They're going to take another Ancient stack. They've been really diligent with those. Their issue is really, like, Troff's kind of been a non-factor this game, 0-1-0, and that one death we all remember. So that's really what their issue is. I mean, he's just not going to be providing anything in these team fights other than a goo. So if you compare his farm to, say, the Lodestones, I mean, he's 3 levels behind. I mean, it speaks for itself. So he's going to need to recover, and to do that, they're going to need more kills like that. But Kongor wouldn't be bad either. They really need to make play for that soon.
Yeah.
It's tough. I mean, tmsR is not going to take a team fight until a little later on. I mean, you have a Blink finished on Moon. They'll probably wait for him to get maybe one more item. Maybe finish the Demonic on the Wild Soul, but you got a Barbed up on Lodestone, a Shrunken finished on Slicks, so this might be the timing they're looking for to go for a push, but I don't feel like they think they're in that they need to hurry here, so they're just fine sitting back. Really, though, the game could still go either way. A Hag with a Grimoire is always a factor you have to keep in mind, because the ultimate simply does it's like just ridiculous damage. It's 600 times 15%, so I mean right there it's 700 damage in essence. And obviously these will be mitigated, but only 1 hero, 2 heroes on the 3 actually. Wow, 3 heroes on the Legion team with vestments. So maybe Hagald won't do that much damage after all.
Yeah, look at that, 500 gold, and all of a sudden mitigate quite a bit of damage. Imagine that. Barbed armor on Lodestone, obviously a good item to have as well, especially against all the AoE. Speaking of Hag coming out, so puzzle blocks. You talked about that earlier. It looks like Pharaoh is getting closer and closer to finishing that.
I'm pretty sure he's going.
Wait.
I think he might be going Frostburn.
Yeah. Wait a second.
Like I said, man, RNG, whatever.
I'm sitting. I see the mighty blade and the bullshit. I'm like, oh, puzzle blocks. Yeah, wait a second. that's actually the makings of an ice brand. What? He has the bot that just selects for him. So
maybe he misclicked, but then just said, "Fuck it, I'll go with it anyway."
Maybe a shrunken head instead. I mean, ice brand is that? That just seems like a funky item on a hero like Pharaoh. Doesn't seem like you're getting much out of it. Even a Frosto Skull, so I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Legion at the top lane, by the way, with Hag. They want to kill this Pebbles. Oof, it's so close. There is bait. I mean, there is support nearby. This is and actually, Engineer finds them. He's in Viz right here. He sees them, though. So now the Hellborn team has that information. Are they still going to go? Yes, there's the initiative. Look at the perfect energy field coming off in the background. Pebbles locked down. He gets a shark head off. Loso trying to join the party. The Shadow Storm goes out, but they save Pebbles in the process. And now the Hellborn team in retreat mode. Deep as the Master's Call and Wretched Hag. Going to be fine, though, for now. Loso and Wild Soul chasing. The Wild Soul going to help finish off Pharaoh right there. He goes down. Nice keg stun to keep himself alive. And Peter Bandan, but Moomy in chasing. Has a stun in 1 second. Got to use it right there. And Haxer and comes back and cleans him up. Man, I mean that was a great great initiation, but just better response from tmsR in the end.
Yeah, they had to kill the Pebbles, and they didn't kill the Pebbles. Just tell the tape right there. Would have been a much different fight had they prevented him from getting his combo off. And again, Troffmador not there for the team fight. 3,000 gold saved up, but it's an MOA. He's very immobile, and when you get behind on a hero like MOA and the other team doesn't want to push, there really isn't much you can do other than farm. And you're one of those heroes that he's effective, but the mobility is just not there like it is for these other heroes on the Hellborn side. It was a good try, though. I mean, good engineer ulti. They kept him out of the fight. They just couldn't execute the kill on Pebbles. Legionnaire didn't get his ult off, so I assume that he got his stun off before the CC, or after the CC ended, and just didn't work out. And that gives tmsR an even bigger lead here.
Yeah, that is huge, because again, obviously that even goes through Shrunken Head, so that would have been the reason, but yeah, for whatever the reason was not able to get the Decapitate off, and Pebbles stayed alive, so not what we need, obviously, for Team USA. You continue to be at the point. I mean, you made the point, though, earlier that this, even in that late game stage, I mean, there's still plenty contribution here on the Hellborn side between the Hag and the Master of Arms, who has 3,500 gold saved up. Wasn't involved in that last fight, sure, but he does have 3,500 gold saved up. Usually, though, when you save up this much gold, it almost feels like he's going to be going straight Shrunken. And I kind of wonder if that is the best choice, or if they need more damage, but
I think they're going to need more damage, but Shrunken, I mean, it would allow him to get his spells off and would give him a lot of survivability. I just don't know if survivability is going to be enough. And MOA living while you're... I mean, Hag finished Terror Shrunken too, so
Yeah.
I'm really not sure. It depends on what he feels like he needs to do. Diffusal wouldn't be bad here. He could even go with Geos. He does have 39 now, so yeah, there will be a Shrunken. So this is what I'm saying. So at this stage of the game, if they can just win a couple of team fights and you get like a Geos or Diffuse or something finished on MOA, Hag gets a Sheep Stick, then they start to come a little ahead in these team fights because they can actually initiate and lock something like a Pebbles with a Shrunken down and kill him. You see them actually assembling bottom, but I don't think this is going to be something they want to try here unless Legionnaire can get here, and he is quite far.
Yeah, he's coming over. Speaking of Legionnaire, he got the Mnemonic Breastplate. He's had that for a little bit. His GPM is still up there. I kind of wonder if he's actually sitting on something else. Didn't notice. But also something else, another item pickup. Speaking of that, you got Wild Soul. It has a Slayer now picked up on Boo Boo. So that Savage Mace, and he actually has 25 more 100 gold saved up. Savage Mace is actually coming along very quickly here. And that's obviously a big threat that the Hellborn team is going to have to deal with in this game. So keeping that in mind. Let's see for that. Pebbles also 3,200 gold saved up. So yeah, Slicks maybe. Well, obviously they already have the souls, so not going to be that.
It's probably Hellflower, Sheep Stick.
Hellflower, okay.
Hellflower's pretty good here.
Yeah.
And they get the gem picked up too, which is a little late, but it's nice that they have that. They're 6 and 8 ahead right now. Again, they're just going to kind of chill. They're really not in a rush. There's no big item coming up for Hellborn that really matters. They have the Demonic finished, both Shrunkens. Pharaoh's going Frostburn, so I don't think they're too worried about that. I mean, this is probably just going to continue for a little bit until they really get antsy. Maybe make a play for Kongor down bottom, actually. Oh, my lord. Hag's so...
Wait, he didn't get stunned there? I'm so confused. He was able to get the Shrunken head off without actually getting stunned. The Stalagmites missed. I mean, that was,
Ping?
Yeah, I guess? I thought he used it. I mean, it looked like he used it as he jumped in, but it just maybe a little too far. I don't know. That was just weird. But in the end, BK gets the Shrunken head off and blinks away with ease, so maybe it was delayed.
Still think still might have been enough for a kill there.
True.
He canceled it, but I think it might have been enough. I'm not sure. It would have been worth it too. Always worth it to kill the hard carry on the other side, but chooses not to do it. I mean, Wild Soul up to 500 GPM now. I believe he just finished the Savage Mace, and he did. So Demonic will be next after that, and the Bear starts to hit really hard now. And oh, wow, Pharaoh actually did go for a Shrunken head. So now they've got 3 Shrunkens, but I just don't know. I feel like they're going far too defensive with their item choice here.
Yeah.
And they're just going to get torn up if this Wild Soul survives for the first 10 seconds of the team fight.
Oh, this could be a big pickup, actually. It's Engineer by himself. He's Invis, though. They can't see him. That's big. So it happened to be Invis Rune, and Peter Pan Dan runs away. As he also got the offensive master scar right there to help him out. So that's a good getaway by him. Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, Master of Arms has another 900 now gold save, but GPM only 250, so Trout just simply has not been able to get any kind of farm going as far as trying to take over and be more of that carry presence. So gets the Shrunken head just to cast those abilities like you're talking about, those team fights. But this is where it's going to start happening now. tmsR, they group up, they push the middle lane, and oh, Lowstone Haxford wants something to happen. He jumps in, doesn't really catch anybody. He's going to be tapping it away. Energy field coming off in the background. Barb Driver's activated. He activates the Shadow Storm. And here we go. In the meantime, Legionnaire in the background takes out Andromeda. But at what cost? There's the Shadow Storm. Riser being locked down. He's going to end up falling right here. And the Legion team looking pretty good for now. Boo Boo's low on life. He has a respawn, though. Look at how much damage is happening. Wretched Egg has to blink away before he finishes her off. Pebbles follows it up. Engineer goes down. There's the Tempest Ultimate. Full duration. No stopping for Wretched Egg. She comes in with a Bat Blast for damage. And actually, the buyback from Legionnaire. They're trying to make a turnaround here. Down goes Pebbles, actually. And now Tempest on the run. Tempest is going to fall. Wild Soul, no! Wrath of the Pharaoh catches him. And this could be a genocide right here. Can they follow it up? The Mummy Walls, they're causing issues for their own team. Can he actually get away? I don't think it's going to happen. Legionnaire still there. Pulls out the taunt. And down goes Wild Soul, the buyback Legionnaire. turns
I
into a
feel,
genocide.
I don't know. I got the weirdest sense of deja vu from that team fight. I don't know where that came from, but huge buyback from Riser on Legionnaire. I swear I've seen games where he did that before, but that right there is the danger of being the aggressor. You know, the buyback advantage is always going to be with the enemy team, and I think that gives away Kongor too. So just huge team fight there by Team USA. Moon did get a nice ulti off, but in all honesty, I think it would have been better for them to just back off there. Hag took a while. Like I thought, I was like, Beacon, go on, Beacon. Beacon, go. And he waited, but I mean, you see right there, Grimoire Hag, he does lots of damage, and the Legionnaire taunt perfect, got all three, and I mean that's.
It almost looked like the Tempest ultimate was for the Hellborn team at that rate, because they were all clumped up because of that, you know, following it up, and that's when the Bat Blast and Legionnaire effect happened. And this is going to be a Kongor kill as well. I mean,
Kongor goes
Team
down.
USA.
I mean, I don't really. The blame for that really just falls solely on Moon. I mean, I think it's the captain's responsibility to watch out for buybacks if no one else's. And I mean, Legionnaire had bought out about 3 or 4 seconds beforehand, and he just kind of walked over and taunted. So I mean, they had time to react there, but again, like it's not easy, you know, in the moment. That's where why buybacks are so effective, because you're thinking, okay, how many can I get? Oh, I can get 2, I can get 3, and then you go for it, and then there's a buyback all of a sudden, and you know, it's a split-second thing, and unfortunately it was the wrong decision there, and now they fall a little bit behind. Obviously both teams still very much in the game, but now you get a token on a Hag. He'll have Sheepstick finished in about a minute, and then that's when I'm saying, like, that's, as I said, like, that's when Team USA starts to become more of the more powerful team in these team fights, because once the bear. Well, like, once you can kill the bear fairly easily, and as you can see, it almost died twice in that fight. Died once pretty easily, and then died again as Wild Soul went down. But just to comment, I forgot, but huge hook by Zai. Really good presence of mind to just know that he might be TPing out and catch him there. I believe it was a rocket followed by a hook, so no wards, just good prescient play. So well done by him.
There's a demonic breastplate finished on Wild Soul right there. So, well, no, I shouldn't say that. He gets the Warp Clef. So actually, he doesn't have it finished yet. Get the Warp Clef, though. That item in itself is obviously very good, though, to have for Boo Boo, with the Savage Mace especially. The increased attack speed will help out big time, so you gotta kind of wonder how tmsR is feeling right now, knowing that they got held off at the base right there. Definitely some miscommunication. I mean, not realizing the buyback in time obviously hurt their situation, but it also goes back to that the Hag, she is now going to have a Sheep Stick, which I believe she finished. Yep, on the way. Master of Arms, 3,000 gold saved up, so can start expecting now that damage route. You keep going back to the No Fire Blade, it sounds like. So
yeah, I just like being able to purge off barbed armors, and when you have heroes that with very low mana pools, it's quite nice as well. In this game, probably a little too late to be relevant, so I'd expect a Fast Savage or a Geos. Probably gonna be the Geos. We'll see him grab a Firebrand. Oh, Shield Breaker. Okay. All right.
It's damage. It is damage in the end.
They have a demonic, so it's not bad. I don't know. You got 25 armor on Wild Soul. It's a good choice against all heroes that he's attacking other than Wild Soul. So I guess that's not bad.
Yeah.
The bear, I believe, has quite low armor, only 11, so it works, I suppose. Yeah. There have been games much worse for Shieldbreaker where it's been picked up.
So it's just fine here. Just fine.
They do have ridiculous amounts of Monster Armor. 5 from the Goo, 2 from the Shieldbreaker, 5 from the Demonic. So
true, yeah.
If they can, chain those, like, heroes will die very quickly, and that's the danger again, because you also have the threat of the Hag with a ridiculous magical burst. Puzzle box. Finish off Pharaoh.
Yep.
There we go.
He does use the bolstering armband.
And I didn't even bring it up, but it's really nice to have Puzzle just because, look, you have a gem, and there you go. Counter support already. Imagine if he'd had that half an hour ago. He's got a gem as well, but I am a huge fan of this item on Pharaoh, and I hate Pharaoh as a hero and pretty much never draft him, but I do wish it was picked up more because it can be very effective.
Yeah. Legionnaire, by the way, Riser, with that buyback even, 5,200 gold saved up, so he is saving up for something big here. Wait, where's your mind going with that? tmsR just really bulking up, or what?
Heart wouldn't be bad. He might need. I think a Frostfield plate wouldn't be terrible either, and he goes for the heart.
Okay.
He has to get a barbed armor next. Then he has to,
Yeah.
and that's the issue with Legionnaire. Once you get the items he had, Blink and Demonic, you pretty much max out unless you go for some huge hard carry build with like Insanitarius or something. So he needs a barbed, and then he is really pretty much tapped out. Like there's really not much more you can do as Legionnaire to become effective, and this means that initiation is really going to be key because Legionnaire, if he's the last one standing, is going to be really useless. And if he goes in first, soaks up a lot of that damage. Obviously, that 3,200 health is going to be nice.
Yeah.
No vestment, but I can let it slide. He's got enough HP, I suppose.
Yeah, it's when you're sitting on 3,200 life, it changes things a little bit.
It becomes more effective, but against a lodestone and the only magical damage being really Pebbles. Oh, wow,
big
they
catch,
shoot
big
Legionnaire,
catch.
though. You don't want to do
There's the
that.
defensive master's call. Here comes Lodestone. It's going to be right on top of him. There goes the dynamite right there. Energy field is down to the back. Will it matter though? Legionnaire still trying to live. Pebbles beating up without him attacks. He's going to be sheep though. Legionnaire will survive. Pebbles going to be picked off. It looks like Boo Boo's still chasing him. But in the background over here, Andromeda and Losun are dead. Wildsoul's going at it with Pharaoh. Boo Boo dies right there. He respawns it. And now Pharaoh will retreat. Team USA again. They hold off tmsR. Wow.
Do you remember casting that game?
Don't go for the tank.
Don't go
Don't
for the
go for the
electrician.
tank.
Remember that?
Yep.
Legionnaire's even worse. Like, what? I was like, okay, and they red buffed him like a half hour early. Like, I felt like it wouldn't even be used. It was so early. It was just ridiculous. But it's like, what are we doing here? He's got 3,200 health and like 30 armor. That's never, ever going to be a good idea. Ever. Never, ever, ever. And they did it anyway.
Well, it's like it was a tunnel vision. I mean, he was the one in the front lines, you know, understandably. He is their tank after all. They got the sheep on him. You can tell they almost felt forced. I mean, you're right. The defensive master's call came out very early, and it's still like, that should maybe be something that, okay, let's just reset. If anything, let's look for a better opportunity. No, I mean they got focused on that one target, and you know maybe it was a mix of calls. I'm sure maybe in Skype, you know, one guy was like, "Let's fall back," the other guy was like, "No, I'm jumping here." I mean, but in the end, not the best decision.
I thought he was alone. Still isn't a good idea.
Yeah, that's true.
He's gonna skip the barbed armor and go for a frost field, which I'm not really a fan of. I think against a lodestone, you've got to go for barbed because you have no armor once he ults you anyway, and you're gonna take ridiculous damage from Wild Soul, so you might as well do some damage back.
Yeah.
Shieldbreaker 3 finished on MOA now. Puzzle Box 2 up on Pharaoh. So, I mean, these heroes are getting more and more formidable. And, I mean, the later this game goes, honestly, the more it benefits tmsR. You got really like 3 carries on the Hellborn side, and Pebbles went for a very, very inoffensive or defensive build with a sheep stick and a push book and a shrunken.
Yeah.
Lodestone only really a barbed and a push book. You have a blink shrunken on Moon, but a lot of their damage is just this Wild Soul. So they're really in a tough spot now. Lots of experience in the hole. And again, you still have a lot more mobility on this Hellborn team as well. Hag's soon going to finish her next item, and that's where things start to get really scary because he'll just grab some big physical DPS item, a Savage of some, probably a Savage in all honesty, as they do already have the Shieldbreaker, and that's where it just starts to get rough. A Harkon's wouldn't be bad either, though. This is one of the few games where it's really, really strong, as there's only 2 Shrunkens up, and he would just eat Wild Soul alive.
Mm-hmm. Now, Legionnaire actually almost got caught out by the whole team right there. Again, that would have been a big, because he doesn't have buyback at this point either, so that would have been a huge, huge kill, but he is able to get away just before he got caught. His team was doing Ancients in the meantime, and now as you see, they're also at the bottom lane, but yeah, they would not have been able to get there in time, I don't think, so missing out on an opportunity there, but Riser just back into the jungle and doing his best to finish off that Frostfield play, but it's not hindsighting. I mean, you definitely you called it that if this game definitely develops into that late stage, that your Hellborn team, their carry presence is just better than the Legion team, especially with the item pickups that are coming along, and it's scary for tmsR all of a sudden. In fact, you look at the overall leads. Well, I haven't even looked at it for a bit, but 16.6 thousand experience lead as well as a 9,000 gold lead just about in favor of Team USA. So even more reason why they should be feeling pretty good right now about where things stand. I assume the next Kongor, as usual, is going to be a pretty big deal in this game here, so keep an eye out for that. There's a Brutalizer finish on Wild Soul, by the way, so Bear's hitting even harder now.
This is the thing, though. Once you start going for the Brutalizer, you know, I mean, you're not really doing any more damage, and there's not much more. Like, these are when Wild Soul kind of caps out. I mean, yeah, you can go for a charged hammer, but it gets to the point where there's always this like magical moment when it clicks in the other team's mind. Like, wait, that bear is doing a lot of damage.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have much HP. Well, why don't we?
Let's kill it.
Why don't we kill the bear? And as soon as that clicks, the bear dies in like 6 auto attacks, and now you're like, oh shit, I've got one left.
Yeah.
And then it totally changes the way. Yeah, and you have to totally just change the way you play the game. They take down. They're gonna get a tower trade going. So a nice deny as well.
Yeah.
Like that again. I mean, it's a little thing, but just it's rare. But last hit it with the bear. It was hitting. It was critting for 517. Get the last hit. You need every bit of gold you can get right now.
That was pretty impressive, actually. I didn't even think it's close enough. But yeah, nice deny there.
Well, Trough is hitting for ridiculous. Like Shieldbreaker, it gives you a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Second only to Savage Mace in the amount of damage it gives. It might also be behind Rift Shards, but I thought Rift Shards were 65, so not sure. But you know, you got Rift Shards. Let me just check.
Yeah, I'm checking out too.
Rift Shards are 80.
Okay.
That was close. I think they got that's because they got buffed. But
They did get changed, yeah.
But anyway, he's doing. I don't know. I think Team USA's got this. It's just that buyback, man. Really, buyback.
Yeah,
change.
that was the moment. That was the moment of the game so far. Legionnaire buyback.
I also feel like tmsR may have just played it a little too passive. Like they really just didn't give enough credit to the split pushing power of a Hag and just the amazing ancient clearing potential of Legionnaire MOA. And you just when you get like look at Let Pebbles and Lodestone. Like, are they really any more effective as far as damage output and initiation than they were at 15 minutes when they got their portal keys? Sure, they have Sheepstick now, but they're using it on Legionnaires. That's not doing a damn thing. And I feel like the mock on Boo Boo was really, like, once they picked that up, it was maybe the time to go. Of course, he did get it late, which, again, it's that big trade-off. Do you get those build-up items, or you just rush the mock? And he did pick it up pretty late, around, like, the 22, 23-minute mark. And at that point, you know, Shrunkens were picked up, and there's no use beating a dead horse. Like, let's just say goodbye back and see if they can pull out a miracle, because that's what they're going to need.
Too much sugar.
Hopefully they took some notes from their last match yesterday.
That's true. Yeah, ready for a miracle. Actually, definitely gave them a surprising run, I think it's safe to say. I mean, obviously they won the series 2 games and 1 in the end, but it was not an easy series by any means, outside of the first game, where they dominated. But game 2 and 3 were most certainly different. But here they are today against Team USA, and it's been a back and forth game, no doubt. Team USA feeling pretty good right now, comfortable position, 50 minutes in. Frostfield play is going to be finished here shortly on Legionnaire. I'm sure it's also saving up for that next buyback. So keeping that in mind. Frost Wolf Skull probably coming for Wretched Hag. Of course, Beacon on the Hag. He has 3,900 gold saved up now. Again, same situation, buyback. Puzzle box, is that level 3 puzzle box?
Yep.
I think it is.
And I'm telling you, he's going to do so much work.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Especially when there's no Shrunkens. Like, people don't know this, but if you kill the purple minion, the damage goes through Shrunkens, first of all. But, like, he can just put that on Andromeda, and a mana burn is 300 mana. So 2 auto attacks and a mana burn. Andros He can't swap. He can't do anything. Like, that's the power of Puzzle Box right there, and that's why I just love the item. Pharaoh, I love the hero Pharaoh. It just doesn't. It's just not good enough, unfortunately. But when you get these items, he starts to look good.
Yeah, definitely helps. Helps for him. Speaking of tablet, actually, that he has, Master of Arms followed up his level 3 Shieldbreaker with a tablet as well. So, so enough damage, I guess. Just wants to even get more utility here, kind of the safer route. As far as the game progresses. So he has another 1,800 gold though. They're going to go for Conqueror here. This is big. Again, game like this, no doubt Conqueror. This is the 3rd Conqueror, right? And that means Bananas here, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it was the 2nd.
I believe it's number 2.
Is it 2?
It took
okay.
a long time.
Yeah.
Like they had done this one a while ago. It took them a long time to get over here and finish it. Beacon's got enough for the Frostwolf, which is what he's. And look at this. This is what I'm saying.
Yep.
Okay, here.
Hey, kill the bear.
Yep.
Oh, bear's dead.
So they kill another one. Pebble's actually coming in.
Oh, there we go. The Tempest coming in as well. No ultimate just yet. Here comes the bear. Lowstar coming in as well with the shadow. There's the ultimate from Tempest. Wretched Hag locked out. She blinks. No, can't get away though. And this is huge for tmsR. The charge away from Master of Arms with that offensive Master Skull. He's going to be fine, as he said. Buyback though on Wretched Hag. So he's going to come back in. Conqueror is low, but tmsR does not want to risk it. They know the buyback happened. They're going to play this out. Pharaoh does not have a buyback. tmsR. Yeah.
They have to make a play because Tempest ult's down. If they wait, they're going to lose the next team fight guaranteed. So this is a huge fight coming up.
Conqueror dropping. You know it's going to be a matter of timing. Legionnaire, he's not going to jump it in time. Wild took as a token. And you know, I like that at the same time. Team USA is like, they got Conqueror, let's just fall back.
Token on Wild Soul means nothing. Nothing at all.
Yeah, they forced a fight right there. That could
be pretty bad. Hag, though.
Oh, this is big though. Yeah, Wretched Hag be locked out. Will there be enough locked out? Yes, there will. The bear assists. And Hackstring gets credit for the kill. There is another. No, he doesn't have enough. Wow, he's level 25. 1,700 gold. He does not have enough gold. This is going to be a free tower kill. Maybe even Rax.
So Team USA just once again proves no game's ever over. Always got to account for the throw, especially against the Wild Soul, because Wild Soul is that one hero you don't want to throw against. And now Travel's doing his best to throw as well. Pops the BKB. Bring you to go.
Yeah, Boo Boo is gonna fall though, so no more Boo Boo. But here we go, Loso with the follow-up. Legionnaire now running away as well as Master of Arms. The melee Rax is dropping. Port coming in from Pharaoh. Reginak is still dead. There's the kill. The Rax finally gets turned. Was denied, I believe, but in the end it is dead. Pebbles now needs to get away. Wild Soul being locked down. He was probably gonna fall right here. He has the token, but as you said, it's Wild Soul by himself. Are you really threatened that much? After the Pharaoh gonna miss right there. Tempest struck ahead. He'll eventually fall though. Stalagmites hit all three. Portal key away from Pebbles. That'll be good for him. Can Wild Soul actually live here? Homecoming Stone. Oh my gosh, he gets away. The taunt just a half a second too late. And that's how it'll end.
Single-handedly lost there by Keizu, who allows his second and last bear to die. And that right there, I mean, just really kind of sloppy play. You remember the first one died all the way at Kongor, and it doesn't seem like a big deal, but when your second one dies 80 seconds later, and you've got 30 seconds left to summon your new one, it makes a difference. And B-Kid gets caught out of position, doesn't have that second buyback. I believe he thought he did. It's not very often where 18 gold isn't enough for a buyback, but if they have a bear there, that's a Rax and a team fight victory and maybe even the game, but unfortunately didn't happen. Big plays by Zyler. As you saw, the puzzle box doing work.
Yeah, I'm sure it did. You see P-Kid timing out right there, even though he's going to reconnect. I like how where the melee Rax was, there were two bound eyes. One of them was picked up here, but again, though, point being, the melee Rax was destroyed by tmsR, so that's obviously where they have going for them after all that, but no doubt, Team USA somehow holding off as long as possible. And now with B-Kid back, the post haste has been picked up on him, by the way. The top and middle lanes were also being pushed in. Now, there's not going to be enough time, I don't think, to push into the base by any means. There is even buybacks if necessary, so it'll probably just be back to more of a stalemate game until maybe even the next Congra at this rate. But here we are, 54 minutes in. So Congra's going to be up, what, in about 62 minutes, I think, 61, 62 minutes around there. So unless we see somebody just get caught out of position and then capitalize. But yeah, going back to Wild Soul, I mean, with the bear die, it basically is a hero kill. Wild Soul himself, what is he doing? You know, he's playing Plated Greaves, he's being a tank, but not much else. So you kill the bear, you basically get a big hero kill. Twice, that is. You have to kill him, so. Puzzle box doing work, as you said. 35 more 100 gold on Tralfamador, Master of Arms. So again, he went to tablet after the Shield Breaker. You look at the items he has. I guess he can either get rid of the Energizer or even the Mystic Vestments here.
All right, let's
and maybe go to print up something. Still that Nullfire Blade, I'm still sure you would like to see. As far as Master of Arms items go. Legionnaire. He can most certainly sell that Helm of the Black Legion and maybe get something else. Maybe more utility here. Or Barbed Armor, I know you're mentioning, but now with the Frostfield Plate, I think that kind of changes that at the same time. So
he can't really do much. I think at this point you might want to get rid of the Vanguard and grab that Barbed Armor. Yeah. Now this is like the late game phase, and this is where, I mean, yeah, it's 6,000 gold, but if you look at it, that's really 88,000 to 95,000. So really doesn't mean anything. You got a lot of farm on both heroes, on both teams. Just comes down to initiation, and looks like we might have some soon.
Oh, Pharaoh trying to find Wild Soul, but at what cost right here? He doesn't have the full team support. Pharaoh's going to be bursting down. Wretched Eye, she's the double. The Tempest ultimate catches him, and Engineer. Down goes Hack, down goes Engineer. And no buyback once again on Hack. That, again, a very cocky move right there. Legionnaire, he jumps in. He's basically going to die as well. Hat trick for Keizu. That was just not the appropriate time to jump there for Team USA.
And now they should be screaming throne, 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 because they can rush right for it. There are not enough buybacks. No buyback on Legionnaire or Hag. Just Zai there, big misplay, does not Shrunken Head, gets sheeped. I don't know really what he was expecting, but he just kind of walks in, gets sheeped, and dies. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. Like I said, it's initiation. And Pharaoh died before doing anything. Tempest came in, got two. Legionnaire blinks into the ultimate, trying to cancel it, and that's going to be it.
Oh no, he chucks his teammate, actually. He meant to chuck Master of Arms, he chucks Lodestone. That was a little awkward. Doesn't matter, though. The Rax is going to fall. Look at how hard Boo Boo's hitting for. And I'm sure Team USA on the verge of conceding here.
No, not yet. Not if they don't go for the throne.
No, true.
What? I am at a loss.
Yeah.
tmsR is literally telling,
Legion
like, they're
takes
not
down a
winning the
Hellboy
game.
tower.
They're not winning the game for some reason. They're gonna take this Rex, but no Megas means no GG. So game is still not over, even though it looks very over.
I mean,
Hag's up in
Farrell's-
6
The
seconds.
Legion
Yeah,
takes
Farrell's
down
up,
a
Hacks up in
Hellboy
5, Legionnaire in 9. Are they going to get the melee back? God, it drops fast.
Hellborn Barracks
They're probably going to
gets
get the rack. So
destroyed.
yeah, Mega Creeps are going to be coming out right here.
Gets destroyed.
Although they still need the bottom axe. Anyways, initiation, here we go. Pebbles jumps in, Masterbound's dropping. Masterbound's in a lot of trouble. He gets trapped, Mummy Wall's coming up, but no, he taps away. Legionnaire comes in, down goes Pebbles, down goes Lodestone. The Hellborn team's still in it. You see Wildso running away. He's going to respawn Boo Boo. His another teammate falls at Tempest.
They
He's
don't
going for the
wanna
last
win,
one.
Ricky.
The Mega
Hellborn
Creeps.
Barracks
He
gets
got the
They get
Mega
the
Creeps.
Oh my lord.
They just went a different route, Kyle.
Like, they get the Mega Creeps, but man, that's... I don't know. I think it was Sun Tzu who said, when you can win the game, win the game. Like, you don't give your enemy a chance to just come back. And, like, yeah, it's Mega Creeps. It's still probably over, but... Like, they've been winning team fights mostly due to the mistakes of Team USA. Like,
Yeah.
Team USA had this game. And again, you just can't underestimate the throws, but I can't believe tmsR is winning the game. I can't believe they got Mega Creeps, but I also can't believe that they didn't just take the win, because now USA, they've got post haste on Hag. So he's going to just defend. Engineer's going to run mid. They're going to go for one more team fight to win this game. They're going to force buybacks on both Pebbles and Tempest. If they can do that and win this fight, they will take the game. It's up on Tempest in 20 seconds.
A lot needs to come together, but hey, they're still in it. That's what they're in. In fact, they jump Andromeda. Andromeda bursts it out right away. She is now fighting back in the background. Wild's being locked down. Farrell is trying to get the kill on him, but Farrell's now in trouble. So Pebbles jumps in the background. Redneck blinking away in time. Barely staying alive as well as Master of Farms. They are on the run. Legionnaire trying to make something happen. You see Master of Farms says, "Get off me, Bear." It's not going to happen, though. The Mocker Plants will finish him off. Hat trick for Keizu. And Team USA tried to make it interesting at the very end there, but that is going to do it. GG, well played. Game number 1. That's right, just game number 1 goes to Too Much Sugar over Team USA. I mean, Swindle, both teams no doubt had their questionable moments there. Both teams had their decision making of, you kind of scratch your head a little bit. It's like, okay. In the end, though, one team had to win it, obviously, and that was tmsR. But that could have gone either way so many times, man.
Yeah, that last team fight, I mean, they went in, they used ult on Andromeda, Hag blinked in, BKB'd late, thus got stunned and died without using any real abilities. So, again, I feel like that game, it could have gone either way, you're correct. But I feel like both teams really had a chance to win, specifically Team USA. Obviously, tmsR did too because they won,
Yeah.
but USA had that game. And just big misplays all around just are the reason they lose there. But I would not be surprised to see this go into a Game 3. But either way, really entertaining match. And glad it finally got played. Who wanted to see a forfeit?
Exactly. As a spectator, as a viewer, and as everyone else, I mean, we're just happy that it's being played in the end. So, again, game number 1 goes in favor of tmsR. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take a short break right here, but I'm sure we'll have game number 2 just around the corner. Sit tight, guys. Game number 2, Too Much Sugar versus Team USA. This is the losers bracket round 4 here for cycle number 2. Breaky CPK joined by Swindle. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.